everyone. If you can believe it, it's episode 8 of But Did You Die with the Jet Sisters. As always, I'm your favorite host, Rachel.
I don't love that journey for us, but I'm your second favorite host and mom's third favorite kid, Angie Orth. Jokes.
It's not even not true.
Welcome back, everyone. We have been super busy lately, particularly Rachel, who is gallivanting all over the world like she owns the place. Tell us where you've been, Rach.
I went to one place and it was California, hence my sunburn.
Is that where you got that from?
It is. I spent a whole week outdoors.
Where in California?
Orange, California, which is near Anaheim, for those of you who don't know anything about California like me. Yes, Anaheim, we were at a college doing a college tour, so that is why we have not been recording. I was missing doing my job. But we're back. I'm back. We're here. We've got so much planned in the coming weeks, so you do not have to worry. We will not be missing unless we go missing, I guess.
I mean, knock on wood. We don't have time for that. That is for sure. The next few weeks, the next few months are some of the busiest. And I know I've been saying that for as long as anybody's been following me on the internet, but it's a busy time. I think book launch is about the most bonkers town thing I've ever done. And I know I've said that 1,000 times too. And like, pay attention to this and let's do this and let's do that and let's go here. This is a big deal. This is the biggest deal of all until the next big deal. But for right now, this is the biggest deal of all. So I am focused on that.
Hey, how many days till your book comes out?
As of today, 17. As of when this episode airs, even less. Even less. Oh, golly.
If you're listening and you haven't got Angie's book, I will fight you. No. You should buy it. Look at it. Look at it. That's it.
Is that not the prettiest thing you've ever seen? It's gorgeous. Look at this. Picture of me. Dreams come true, everyone. You can have this on your own bookshelf.
Imagine that. Look at that.
And hey, if you don't know how to read, audiobooks. Audiobooks, people. Read by me. Amazing. So yeah, buy my book. You can florals for spring. Yeah, read my book. But you can pre-order it if you're in Jacksonville. You can come to my book launch party on March 14th. I hope everybody comes. I mean, like, get on a plane, come here. It's going to be fun. I ordered cookies. So, kind of a big deal. Yeah. And that's sort of what's on my mind is the book and then the book and the book and the book. And sprinkled in the moments when I'm not freaking out about that are like all the other things I do for work and money, which have to keep going, right?
I think so.
That's the fun of being an entrepreneur. Let's move into the next segment of this just brilliant show that we've got going on here and talk about
you haven't even mentioned my hair.
Oh, well, ma'am. Everyone, Rachel went to the hair salon. Please pause for dramatic effect.
It's blonde.
It is blonde. And I just realized that I don't have my microphone in front of my face.
So good.
Can you believe I do this for a living?
Yes.
It should be an encouragement to everyone everywhere that
you can do anything you want.
You can do anything you want, because if I can, and half the time I forget to turn my microphone on. Okay, now that we've talked about your beautiful hair, and it is stunning. It is.
It's very dark in here.
Yeah, it looks a little darker. Honestly, it looks like my hair, kind of. It looks like the same. You got that lived-in kind of blonde thing going on. I love it. And I like you with that length of hair. I can't pull that off. But anyway, no one cares about that.
It's not light because it got dark outside, so it got dark in here. Might have helped. That helped a little. All right. Let's move into our next segment, which is travel news of the week. Hey, not a lot going on.
Not as much as there has been, which is not a bad thing. Like I'm kind of okay when I don't have to tell somebody that a door flew off a plane or, some wretched thing happened. So all we've got this week is the Eiffel Tower is closed.
Yeah, for strikes. Closed on Tuesday and may still be closed.
This is all we've got? This can't be it.
Hey, it's a big deal when the Eiffel Tower gets 6 million visitors a year and they're closed for
How
gosh
long
knows how many days.
do we know, or is it just one day? A lot of times those strikes in Europe are like a day.
Definitely Monday, definitely Tuesday, possibly Wednesday, maybe even yesterday, which was Thursday. Today is Friday.
So it's open now. Anyway.
I don't know if it's open. Remember when Ben and I went to Paris and everybody, all the transportation was on strike?
I do.
And we were
And
there
that's
for about a
challenging.
week. Yeah,
That's challenging.
we didn't have any transportation for an entire week. And the Airbnb we booked was so far away from everything because we thought we were being smart by just taking the subway into the city every day. Instead, we got to walk.
Yeah, that's something they don't always tell you when you're like, oh, let's go to Europe. Public transportation is so great. Unless you're there for a strike. I think in France it's called La Grève, I want to say, if I remember that correctly, because same thing happened to me when I studied abroad there. You just never know when they're going to go on a transportation strike. And that could be France. That could be really anywhere in Europe. I feel like I see those a lot. So keep that in mind when you're planning, when you're picking your accommodations in the future and you're relying on the train to get you in and out of the central business district. Things could get real freaky real fast if you have to walk. Do you remember that time we went to Paris and we walked forever?
We were leaving the Eiffel Tower at midnight.
Yes, it was sparkling. Remember?
Beautiful. And then we realized there was no way to get home after that. I think
Yeah.
times have changed since then, but
I'd say.
yeah.
I need to go back and check it out, which reminds me, talk to me after this. We got to talk about Paris. Speaking of travel, let's talk about the eclipse because that is pretty much the next trip we are going on together, is it not?
It is. That's in April, right?
Yes, it's in April. So there is a full solar eclipse in April 8th in the United States. You may think you've seen an eclipse before. This is not the same thing as that. This is not a partial eclipse or this is not that. This is a total full eclipse. The moon and the sun and it gets dark.
This is a total eclipse of the sun.
Oh,
Not to be confused with total eclipse of the heart.
I just had such a flashback of us singing Total Eclipse of the Heart in like every version, every language. We're going to have to recreate that now that TikTok is a thing. That's going to be fire. So, the eclipse is happening in the United States. It starts sort of in Texas and makes its way up across the country through Maine. So, there's going to be a lot of the country that gets a partial eclipse, but that's not it. You want to be in that line of totality. If you could go, because the next one in the US is not till 2045. And are we realistically, are we all going to be here? I don't know. It's not, yeah, it's not looking good. So I would go now and see it this time. Otherwise, you know, you might miss it. And we went, what was it, 2017?
It was 2017. It was Tennessee. And let me tell you, if you think you've seen an eclipse and you thought it was interesting, you have not seen it. It will change your life.
Yeah.
It's insane.
It's a breathtaking natural event. You can't recreate it. It's a rare thing to happen in your neck of the woods. Sure, you could travel to another part of the world when one is happening because they are predictable and they're on a schedule and you could see where they are, but it's a lot easier to just sort of like pop over to Texas or Ohio or Maine. It's going to be
Niagara Falls.
Directly over Niagara Falls. Like, can you imagine? It's probably my second choice for where to go to see it. But given the rest of our travel schedule, we're not going to be able to do Niagara Falls. But so we're actually going to Dallas to see it. Dallas is going to have like almost 4 minutes of totality, which is total darkness in the middle of the day. Which makes no sense.
Like, because this has happened and will happen. you're just going about your day, not realizing there's an eclipse, and it just gets dark outside. Like that's gonna be funny to like
Well,
watch.
imagine people back in the day, right? Before we knew about stuff like that in the ancient times, they were like, it's a sign. I mean, maybe it was, maybe it wasn't, but it also was just like a natural phenomenon that is really cool and predictable, but incredible.
And it doesn't just get dark. It doesn't just get dark. And this is where it really blew my mind when we saw it. We were on a farm and it starts to get like it's very slowly starts to get dark. Like twilight.
It does.
And then
Yeah.
the animals, you hear them like it's like it is dusk. What was it, like frogs?
Everything, crickets, frogs,
Yeah.
birds, farm animals, it just started getting very quiet. Like, oh, it's nighttime. This is surprising. We didn't know it was supposed to be nighttime, and they were confused, I guess.
It just
You know,
sounded like it was we were rolling into the night in the middle of the day, and then it
it got
just
really quiet. And then it was like, yeah, it was twilight, and then it was dark. And I distinctly remember just like gasping because it was so wild. And people said it was going to be incredible, and I was like, yeah, right. It's just
right. Like how cool could it be? And then you see it, and you're like, wow, that was actually
it's pretty cool. Yeah. I'll be interested because Rick is going to come with us because I'm so excited about it. I'm like dragging him to Texas to see it. And he doesn't get super excited about things. So I will be really interested in his reaction. He's probably going to be like, cool. But high praise from that guy. You know what I mean? That's going to be a big deal. So I'm pumped. I'm super pumped to go. And the flights are not cheap. I don't know what's going on with flight prices in the US and A, but they're expensive. It's like $300 to fly to Texas from Florida. I don't get it. I almost thought about driving, but that is far.
it is far. I might drive. Oh no, because then you got to drive back.
What?
If you have to drive back, it wouldn't be that bad.
Yeah, it's not fun. I'm not doing that. So anyways, we're actually looking for the best place in the Dallas, Fort Worth, Waco, Austin, in the path of totality in that area. We are looking for the numero uno spot to watch. There are, different hotel rooftops are having special get-togethers, and I just want to be in exactly the right spot. I feel like for the last one, we lucked out. Like Kristen we didn't even mean to be traveling during it. It just worked out that we were there, and Kristen Luna invited us to this sick picnic, like gourmet chef catered picnic on a farm in celebration of the eclipse. So I'm going to need that again. Something special and fancy like that. But in Texas. So
I would like to be on a farm again.
yeah, I want to be outside, and I think I want to be outside of the city.
Yeah, in Texas, it seems pretty easy to get onto a farm, right?
One would think. Yeah, one would think. But I'm just thinking, like, I don't think I want to be on a tall building in Dallas because you'll miss the quietness. It is pouring rain.
I hear it.
So I'm curious to know if any of our fellow listeners out there are planning to go see the eclipse and where you're going to be. And if you're going to be in Dallas, if you want to invite us to your swanky outdoor farm to table event.
Hey, Chip and Joanna.
Excuse me.
We'll come down.
I mean, here's the thing. We could totally do it. We could throw a book signing in there. I don't know. Every time I leave the house now, I'm like, I should do a book signing, huh?
No.
We'll see. It might be good. It might be stupid.
Things you need for the eclipse. The eclipse glasses. You can't. You gotta see it.
You cannot look at this, my friends. Do you remember the last one? There were certain public figures who were just like outside looking at the sun. Don't do that. Don't do that. You will burn your corneas off or whatever.
You need the glasses.
You have to have the real ones.
hey, your phone's not going to get a picture of it, so don't even try. Enjoy the eclipse. Your iPhone is not going to capture it.
Yeah, pretty much unless you're some kind of like you got your astrophotography license, which is not a thing, but you know what I'm saying. Unless you know what you're doing, it will be a waste of your time. So sit there and soak it in. Just feel it from start to finish.
What time is it? What time is it?
I want to say it's early afternoon.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait. This has been on my calendar for a very long time. And I truly am dragging my husband on a plane for this specific reason. This and this alone. Much of the US is within pretty easy driving distance of the path. And that's another thing to think about. If you're going to drive to the path, make sure you leave yourself a lot of time to get there and a lot of time to leave. Because I do remember distinctly from 2017 that the traffic was a bit gnarled for a while there. And so if you're in a hurry, you're trying to catch a flight, keep that in mind because it is going to get very busy. And think of the people who don't know it's coming. They are going to be driving off the interstate. So out in sheer panic. You know what I'm saying? People are going to be freaking out.
I wish I could capture someone's reaction that doesn't know what's going on. Like, can you, like the horror, the fear of this is it. And it's just an eclipse. Because surely not everyone's going to know.
Not everyone knows anything. I think of the amount of people that don't know anything at all. Certainly they won't be knowing what's coming astronomically, you know?
That's the top of
that would be us expecting a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's incredible. It's once in a lifetime for a lot of folks. So go see it. It's such a fun thing for kids to see. Just don't let your kids stare at it, you know?
I'll tell you this, if you want to go to Niagara Falls ever in your life, go when the eclipse is happening. And book it now because it's time.
I was saying that when it came out of your mouth, and book it now because good luck.
You were saying it and I was mouthing the words.
Yeah. Yeah.
Book it now.
And book it. Are we trying to say it at the same time?
Yes, well, I'm not saying it. You're saying it.
Oh, okay. And definitely book it now.
You added definitely in there. Why am I just supposed to know?
And book it now.
Okay, this didn't work.
I don't know what we're doing, so.
We have fun.
Bless.
If you look at the sun without the glasses, you will burn your eyeballs out of your face. And that's on you.
Yeah, because we told you. And other people told you. And just because public figures who are in charge of a lot of things look at the sky without eye protection, don't do that. One time, I went to Dallas, my very first trip to Dallas ever. It was a work trip. After I'd moved to New York, we were opening a new hotel in Dallas. Truly, my first time there. I had been there for an hour. I met some randoms who were also on business trips, like at the hotel bar, and everybody needed to eat. So we all just like went down the street to eat at this cute little restaurant. I was not in this town for 2 hours, and somebody threw a brick through the window where we were sitting. Glass everywhere, like floor to ceiling glass shattered all around us. And I was just sitting at a table with strangers. I was probably like 24. I was just like, travel. Yeah, no, everyone was fine. The guy got arrested. And that was my work trip to Dallas. Not a disaster per se, but it could have been. I would say another thing that happens a lot when I visit Dallas is I get on the wrong toll road. I feel like they're not marked well if you're a visitor, and you just end up in a tunnel and it costs $25 and you're like, how did I get here? I don't even know what's happening. Is that a fair assessment?
It's hard to drive in Dallas. I remember I was in Dallas for a month. I drove all the way there, stayed for a month, and then drove back. So I was doing lots of driving there. It is tough. I tried to avoid getting on the road if I could. That's where I pulled my shoulder. That's where I tore my rotator cuff, was in Dallas.
Well, that's not Dallas's fault. That sounds probably like your fault, but
The brick wasn't Dallas's fault.
yeah, but it was a Dallas person who threw the
I don't know
brick. It wasn't.
that. That sounds like a Florida man.
Hey, I
It
think
was
they have like the Texas equivalent of Florida Man. Speaking of Texas, how about that new Beyonce song? I can't get it out of my head. Yeah,
yeah.
this ain't Texas or whatever. Yeah, because it's on every video as you're scrolling. Literally everyone's using that intro. So it's in my head a lot, and I will be singing a lot of that. And furthermore, this trip to see the eclipse will be my second trip to Dallas in between now and then. I'm actually going to the Dallas Travel Show on March 22nd, 23rd ish to interview some of the folks. I don't think I can say yet who I'm interviewing, but for the AAA podcast and to hang out. And my book will be out then. So, you know, I'm sure everybody will be clamoring for autographs. Yeah, right. Lol.
Well, that's my second favorite podcast.
Me too. No, this one's pretty awesome too. I'm pretty into it. I really like it when we record it every week. So we're going to have to work on that.
We are back.
We're going to make it happen.
We have been. I mean, truly, listen, when I have to work for a week straight, I cannot film. That's just how it is. Sorry, Mom. Hey.
It's very important.
Great reminiscing on our past eclipse fun, our future eclipse fun. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm really into Astrotourism now. So Rick and I went to Yellowstone in the summer, right around the time of the Perseid meteor shower, which happens every year at like August 10, 11, 12-ish. And so we got to see it in this most beautiful dark sky area, and it was just fireball, just tons and tons and tons. Well worth standing outside in the cold in the middle of the night, waiting for bears to attack. It was lovely.
That's similar to what Ben and I did in Glacier. We drove back into the middle of the park at night and just watched the stars, and it was just nuts.
Yeah.
Man, stars. We don't see enough stars in these.
Listen, Astrotourism, first of all, basically free because the sky is free. You can just look at it. The only thing you have to pay for, hot tip, the sky is free. Go outside, look up. Second of all, you have to drive. If you're in a city, you're going to have to drive a bit to actually see real stars, more than like 8 of them, you know. But if you have a car, that's not too hard to do. Free. Listen, guys, space. It's the final frontier.
What's the deal with Astrotourism?
I love it. I love it. Different than space tourism, which is absolutely not free and costs $400 billion to fly a little bit over the earth and come right back.
Yeah, like just a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, what are you doing this week, sister?
What am I doing this week? I'm having a panic attack. What do you think?
Well, that's pretty on par.
JK kidding. I'm totally chill and I'm on a roller coaster of emotions. I'm in a glass case of emotions. Like I'm fine and then I'm not fine. And then I'm like, no, not this. Look, this whole book thing, I thought the hard part was writing the book. This is the hard part. The waiting for the book to come out and just like there's so many things I could do. There's so many videos I could make. There's just so many TV appearances and I'm just one person. So I think I'm feeling kind of stretched in addition to doing all my other things. So it's a lot.
I could go on TV as you and no one would know.
That's
hey guys, my book, it's about me.
You know what would be better would be if you made all the videos and graphics I need and I went and did the TV talking about myself and my trip around the world. Thoughts?
I don't know how to edit videos or graphics.
Kid, don't lie. Don't lie. You're the one who does that. That's a dick move.
Cool, so you're having a panic attack. Hey, I'm going to go drink around the world at EPCOT on Saturday.
Get a real hobby. You guys do that a lot.
That's 100% a hobby.
It literally like says that. Like, what do you like to do for fun? I drink around the world at EPCOT. See, the thing is, I've never really gotten on board with EPCOT. Like, it's fine.
So weird for you.
It's not on brand at all, but I mean, I've been to real Mexico. What do I need to go to EPCOT?
Like drinking.
That's true.
So you
Yeah.
wouldn't like it. That's that like we've debunked, we figured it out. That was easy.
However, Guardians of the Galaxy ride is fire. That is a sick ride, and I will always go to Epcot if I get the chance, just so I can ride that ride. A sick ride.
That is a good ride. Yeah. That's what we're doing on Saturday. And then on Sunday, Ben and I are having an interview with Mark from the States,
I love that guy.
which is just,
I
I'm
love
obsessed.
that guy. Tell everybody what is up with that. That's adorable.
If you're following Off Day Adventures, which is me and Ben's YouTube channel, we documented our entire Cotswold trip. And this guy, Mark, who lives in the States, does a lot of reaction videos to English videos. So somebody sent him our video, and so he started watching them, like recording his reaction, and then people just had lots of questions for him, for us. So that was just like a very fun period of time, just watching people, like watching him react to our experience, and then people asking him questions, and then they would come to our channel and ask us questions. So we decided we'll put a bow on everything and do like a big Q&A. So very, very, very excited to do that on Sunday.
You had the most wholesome comments I've ever seen on the internet in reaction to your Cotswolds walk. We don't
Just
usually
going,
get comments.
oh god, I hate this.
Right. Like usually when you and I do something, we get mostly good comments and then a lot of kind of sketch dudes being like, you live off your husband's money and you're a this and you're, you're chubby. But you got such nice comments. It makes me want to go do the Cotswolds way, sort of. I mean, I don't really want to, but maybe I could fake it.
No, you gotta cry a little bit. You gotta bleed. You gotta sweat. Blood, sweat, and tears.
Sounds
All
boring,
of it.
man.
Sure.
I'd rather go to Epcot and
You'd rather-
drink around the world. But I also, blood, sweat, and tears there too. I feel like I've cried and gotten hurt and definitely sweaty at Epcot. So same. It's pretty much the same thing. You walk about as much in one day at Epcot. That's exciting. So you guys are doing that on Sunday?
Yeah, we'll do our Q&A on Sunday, and then depends on when it comes up, but check out Mark's page for that interview.
It's so cute.
It'll be fun. I know.
It's so cute.
Can't wait.
I loved all that. I loved watching his reaction to you guys like walking through the countryside. It was cute. Wholesome. I love that kind of wholesome.
It was the most wholesome thing.
content.
I'm like, so probably living in England because everyone's so nice.
I mean, I think Helene in between has the right idea. I might go live with her.
In Oxford?
Why not? Oh, yeah. I could. We didn't have the best time in Oxford, but we could give it another try.
I just went again. It was lovely.
The City of Dreaming Spires, I think, is what it's called. Am I lying?
Oh, that makes sense.
Spires. It's where Tolkien and C.S. Lewis and all their little writer buddies used to meet up in the pub and have pints and talk about Mordor and Narnia and all this. Can you imagine? That's magical.
Yeah.
What's it called? Like the eagle and I don't remember. I have a picture of it.
And that.
Yeah, the somebody and the something and the whatever. Helpful travel tips from your favorite traveling sisters. The whatever, something in that one city that's called whatever it's called. We're good at this.
Well, thanks for listening.
As ever. If you want to see
more vague tips and ideas, and
if you want to see the real tips, go on the blog because that's where we fact check things. The things that come out of our mouth, I don't know. That's more of a you get what you get. Okay? No fact checking. It's just happening. That pretty much does it for episode 8 of this show, which can we also just point out is also
as of last week, 2 weeks ago, we are streaming on your favorite podcast network, whether that's Apple, Spotify. Another
the
one.
Other ones. Yeah.
You did it. Where are they?
I don't keep information in my mind. It goes on
Where do you keep it?
I don't know. I keep it on the papers. It's in the papers. It's
Hey,
here.
we're streaming on your favorite podcast network. You can listen to us. You do not have to watch us anymore. And if you're
Oh,
listening to us right now on one of those networks, hey, thanks. Maybe give us a couple stars.
please.
5 out of 5. Nice.
Yeah, all the stars would be great because, as you may not know, and I think people who are reviewing books don't know, 5 stars is an A and 4 stars is a B. Why would you give someone a B if you really like the book? Anyway.
No, you 4 stars is an F.
Yeah, well, it's an A plus or nothing, but listen, please give us 5 stars, like, subscribe, etc., etc. That way it just pops into your phone or whatever, and we don't have to tell you because Instagram is not being very helpful with that.
If you don't give Ange 5 stars, she will have a panic attack.
Please don't tell people that. They'll do it just for fun. People like to antagonize me.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching this week of But Did You Die with the Jet Sisters. We'll be back next week. We're here.
Yes, we will.
We're ready.
We're here. We're back. We're everywhere you want to be. And sometimes we say the right thing and sometimes we just make it up. Thanks.
Bye.